La ciencia.
At the Hideaway, Rosie's getting his tan on. I'm trying to come play some poker here. Got another 1-2 session rolling in, and excited to see some cards. So
very excited. Let's get to it.
Hey guys, so after some consideration, my last loss, I think I'm gonna have to take another break and probably quit poker for good, unfortunately. So it was a pleasure working with you guys.
Psych!
Yeah, just kidding. I just needed a day off. I'll be back for vlog number 9.
Important update before this hand starts. I've actually already donked off my entire stack, $300. Before this hand begins, I was on the unfortunate end of Queens versus Kings. I am a massive fish, so this is the battle, trying to get back into the positive starting now. Here we start the day with a pretty good starting hand, I would say. Pocket aces. I'm about 440 deep here. I've already chipped up a little bit. I raised $10 and we get action. We get a call from the cutoff from the small blinds, and the good news doesn't end there. We see a raise from the big blind to $45. I definitely don't want to price any of the limpers in, so I'm going to be making a raise here. I decided to go with the sizing of $115. It's not a full 3x raise, which I would typically do, but we're not playing crazy deep stack, and if I raise $150, he might just be able to let go pocket 10s, pocket jacks, and I want to see calls from those types of hands, so I like my sizing of $115, and we do see a call from the big blind. So we're off to a flop, which comes jack, 2, 3, 2 hearts, so pretty safe board for pocket aces. I don't have the ace of hearts, so here not having the ace of hearts, our opponent could have ace king of hearts, which would be a hand that I could bet here and get some value from. There's not a whole ton of hands. Pocket 10s might be making a fold here, so I do not mind a check back, but here I'm going to be getting the value from pocket queens, pocket kings. They're probably going to be jamming this flop, so I do decide to bet here to $100 around half pot, and unfortunately we see a fold from the big blind. Not the end of the world by any means. We get some value with pocket aces and we chip up, so off to the next hand.
The first hand for me that we're going to go over is actually the first hand I was dealt right when I sat down at the table. Thankfully, Frankie caught the second half of the hand on camera. I didn't even have my phone out yet. We look down at King 10 of spades in middle position. There is one limp. I raised to $8. The small blind calls and the limper calls. We are heading 3 ways to a flop, which comes ace, queen, 7, rainbow. It checks around, which I am happy to see, as I don't really like this board. Can we spike a jack on the turn? Yes, we can. We hit the stone cold nutter butters on the turn with the jack of hearts. There is a check. The limper leads out for $20. I elect to call here. In hindsight, I might want to raise to get value from draws, and I think aces will still call this raise. The other guy folds. So we head heads up to a river, which is the 2 of hearts. It's the 3rd heart on the board. This is the reason I wanted to raise this turn, because this is not only a scare card for an ace, but it also is a card that makes a flush. He checks. Nevertheless, we're still going to go for value here with this straight. I bet $40. He makes the call. We flip it over. We take it down. First hand dealt of the night. Let's keep it going. In this hand, we look down at jiggities, pocket jacks, my least favorite hand in poker. I hate it. We're under the gun. I raise it up to $8. Gotta play it though. And we get 3 callers. God, I love this hand. Head to a flop 4 ways, which comes 9, 10, 4, rainbow. We are multi-way. Definitely going to c-bet this board. I bet $20. We get a call from middle position, and we get a call from the cutoff. So we're down to 3 players, head to a turn, which is the 7 of spades, brings in a backdoor flush draw, adds a straight draw potential. I bet $50. I size up to charge the various draws available. And we, this time, get 1 caller from this gentleman across from us who thinks about it for a little bit before putting in that $50. We are now down to 1-on-1, heading heads up to the river, which is the 9 of spades. The backdoor flush gets there. Definitely like a check here and to evaluate what he does. He thinks about it for a little bit and he decides to bet $100 into a pot of 193, a little more than a half pot size bet. Now it's time to think. Could he have the flush here? I mean, does it really make sense? Here's the deal. I mean, if he has a hand like ace 10 of spades, yeah, that makes sense, top pair plus flush draw, but the 10 out there is the 10 of spades, so that doesn't really make sense for me. What hands would have flushes there? The 9 of spades comes on the river, so him having a 9 on the flop with a flush draw, backdoor flush draw to go with it, that doesn't make sense either. Could he even have a 9 here? Because I feel like, let's say he had a 9 and he called flop because he had middle pair. When the turn comes to 7 and I fire again, he's going to let go of his 9s. So him having trips here doesn't make sense either. It's a weird scenario because there's a lot that can beat us, but none of it makes sense for how the hand was played. So after a little bit of deliberation, I end up making this call for $100. He nods his head, flips his cards over, and shows Queen Jack offsuit. He had an open-ended straight draw, called the whole way, missed the river, and tried to bluff us off of it. He almost did, but we were able to talk ourselves into making that hero call. What a great hand. Let's keep it going.
Here we pick up ace 7 of hearts on the button, folds to me, I raise to $13. It's a straddle pot and we see the big blind and the straddler make the call. The board comes ace 2-2. Here it checks to me and I don't know what I have to bet to get value from, as an ace is going to call me and they might have a better kicker, and a 2 is obviously going to call me as well. So the only thing I'm going to be picking up value from the betting is a flush draw. So I decided to check here and we see the big blind player make a bet of $20. Here it's a very aggressive player. I'm not immediately putting him on an ace or a 2. I think he's doing this with a lot of hands, especially just hands that would just want to bluff and try to take it down immediately. However, the under the gun player makes the call and now I'm in a weird spot. I don't think the straddler would ever be just calling ace king or ace queen suited after I raise from the button. Because it folds to me and I raise from the button, my raise doesn't look too strong because I am from late position. So she's going to be 3-betting a lot of her stronger aces. And if I just make the call on the turn, what am I looking for on the river besides a heart? So I'm probably going to be priced in enough to make another river bet call. So to avoid that situation and have a weaker ace bet and me call in the river, I actually decided to take the aggressive approach and raise to 80. It's going to immediately raise out, it's going to immediately fold out weaker aces, and 2s are going to make the call and I can make an easy fold on the river when they bet. However, it doesn't come to that. The big blind folds and she flips over an 8th. So our plan does work out perfectly. She might have folded the better hand. We could have had her beat, but happy to take it down and chip up once again.
In this hand we look down at pocket kings, 2 red kings, so beautiful. The cutoff opens to 16, which is one of the biggest raise sizes we've seen all night as an open, 8 times the big blind. Nevertheless, we're still going to raise it up with our premium in the small blind. We're out of position. I raise it up to 50, and she makes the call. We head to a flop, which is pretty favorable. Comes king 8-8. We flop a full house. I like to check because I just think this is too good, and I want her to catch up with hands that are worse. The turn is the 7 of hearts, and I like to check again to play really weak. And she bites and bets $60, music to my ears. I like to just smooth call this this turn here. I don't think raising accomplishes much. I think it just gets rid of her bluffs. And again, I want her to catch up. I want her to hit a set or something on this river so I can get some more money. The river's the 6 of clubs, and it's kind of weird. I elect to lead out on this card to try to target hands like queens, jacks, 10s, 9s, hands that will likely check back but might call a river bet. I realize that I am getting rid of her bluffs by leading out, but those hands I think will check back and would call a reasonable size river bet. So I make the bet of $100.
Not fold, nice hand.
And she does snap fold, meaning that she was bluffing me on the turn, and I potentially could have had her bluff me on the river, but I don't necessarily hate the play. I'm pretty iffy on it. So we take this one down. It's a pretty sizable pot. This was a 3-bet pot. Happy to take this one down with pocket kings.
Oh yeah, big pot, big pot.
It's good for the vlog. Good for the vlog. For the last hand of the night, we're back doing the devil's work, playing Congress. This is a variation of Omaha. It's 5 cards, high-low. If you remember from vlog 6, I don't fare too well in games like this. I don't like stuff where I don't know what's going on. However, we get action in this hand. It starts under the gun, who bets $10. In this game, you only can bet in sizings of 5. And then the whole table makes the call. And me on the big blind, I'm priced in. I have ace-2 for the low. We got the ace-5 potential flush draw, make the call. And the board is a great one. King, 5, king. I check the almost second nuts. Pocket kings beat me. And thankfully, the very last person bets $25. Here, I'm going to pot it. I raised to $105, the most you could raise. I'm trying to get as much money as I can now while I have the best hand. Who knows what the turn's going to be. It's probably some card I won't like. I mean, I have a full house here, but I still want to just get as much money as I can as possible. So, we get a call from the button, and we're off to a turn with this already a big pot, which is the 9 of hearts. So, here I decide to bet pretty big, $220. Maybe I can get value from trip kings with a flush draw, or trip kings with queen jacks, so they have a backdoor straight draw, some combination of that. However, we don't see a call from the person in the button. But hey, I'm happy. We just made money playing Congress. Who would have ever thought? Over 290 pot, it brings our stack to a very healthy size. Back to where we started, the pool. We're back at the Hideaway pool, and Rosie, Rosie had a decent session,
just my biggest cash ever. So hype. Cash for 803, was in for 300, so a $503 profit with the rake included and all that. So very, very happy. I thought I played very well, got some great hands, made some good calls. The dream.
And surprisingly, your boy found a way to make it back tonight. Down $300 early. Scary early. And we grinded it back, and we had a nice little Congress hand to finish the vlog and finish the episode. You know, those games are so high variance, so I'll take any dub. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Rosie, you're paying for gas on the ride home, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Let's do it. Peace. Boys.